Hey everybody, I'm going to show you how I make refried beans and dehydrate them for my camping trips. I've shown you parts of this before, but not the entire process. I've rinsed my beans and picked through them, look for rocks, and you just cook them as you normally would, but do not add any fat. So no bacon fat, no pork hock, no salt pork, no bacon, no fat when you're going to dehydrate something. And you can put whatever seasonings you want, just make sure they don't have any fat. Okay, at this point you have your beans, and I actually have some beans from another batch that I cooked mixed in with these. So at this point you can use canned beans. It's perfectly fine. You can do any kind of beans you want. Kidney beans, black beans. You could do garbanzo beans to make hummus while you're camping. So I'm going to try something I have not done before. I'm going to try to use my little food processor for this part. You can also, I've done this lots of times, but I've only used my potato masher. So I'm going to try to see if it makes a difference when I do the food processor. Okay, get my little lid. Lesson learned the first time, don't put very many in there. That's actually looking really smooth. Here's a quick tip I just figured out. The consistency really needs to be like peanut butter. So either keep some of your bean liquid or add a little bit of water to this, because it's not going to go through the dehydrator little things I'm going to show you in a second, but I think that will work a lot better. So use less beans and add a touch of your bean water or regular water. Oh yeah, see how creamy that is? Oh, I guess, getting it in the picture would help maybe, but I have to shake it to make it go off the little rubber spatula. Right now I'm just going through and seeing if there's any stray beans, getting any stray beans. This is the way I've done it before, but just going through, making sure it's nice and mixed. Because believe it or not, whole beans take quite a while to rehydrate, but the refried beans are almost instant. Okay, I have an American Harvester dehydrator that I've had for many, many, many years. You can use whatever kind of dehydrator you have. You don't even have to have a dehydrator. I will show you at the end of the video what you can use. There's several options. You can use these pads. That's the regular tray in the dehydrator, but I bought these pads. Well, I cut them. I'll show you what they look like. And I'll put a link in the description. And I do have, an Amazon link. And I never really talk about that in my videos too much. But I do have that link down there if you want to get these. They're very inexpensive. But you can cut them to fit anything really, your dehydrator. And I think last month or two, nobody's used the link, so there was nothing there. But if you just use the link just once, that I would really appreciate it, because it keeps it going. I don't want them to think I'm not active on YouTube. You're going to put your beans on the tray, and it's going to be kind of sloppy, and you're going to have to smooth it around there. And I'll get a little rubber spatula. But what's interesting too, don't smash it too hard, is it is going to kind of go through the bottom of this, but it's not going to fall through, if that makes sense. See how that does? Ooh, it looks neat. And I'll show you, it's kind of fun when you get the big gigantic bowl to take this off of the dehydrator. So I'm going to get these all spread out. Oh, get it in the picture, Jennifer. Okay, there you go. Okay. Try to get it kind of even, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And one quick thing I want to mention, a lot of the dehydrators come with these solid type trays. Don't use these because the air can't get through it and you don't get the circulation. So I don't recommend using these trays that I think most people use them for fruit roll-ups. So don't use these. And once you get a system going, it's kind of like frosting a cake. And if you have a whole bean, take it out and smash it. I'll probably start with about 120, 125, maybe move up to 130, 135. Beans don't take that much, and it's very, very fast. A lot faster than you would think. And for those of you who are wondering, what are some other options? You can dehydrate in your oven. You just have to turn it on the lowest setting and just keep checking it, maybe after 30 minutes, and then maybe an hour, lowest setting. Put it on a cookie sheet, with either a Silpat little pad or parchment paper, and that will work just the same. I just want to show y'all after maybe an hour and a half, you can already see how the edges are all cracked and how it's already starting to dry. It doesn't take that long. And here it is after probably another hour or so. And see, you can see it's starting to get crunchy, and you may think that's ready, but look over here. See that? That's still moist. So you want to make sure this is extra, extra, extra crispy. So still needs some time. It's been about 4 hours since I had the beans on, and look how crunchy. Let me get you pan in a little bit. Very crunchy. And I know I've shown this in one of the other videos, but I really want to show you how they look afterwards and how I get them off the trays. Here's my big bowl that I was talking about. So I've got the tray, and this bowl is so big that all I have to do is just dump it and then rub my little tray a little bit. Because remember, I told you some of those beans kind of come through a little bit. They don't fall through, but they just kind of stick through. Okay. Then, you'll see how some of them are still stuck. And all you do is just sit here and mess with this until they all come off. And I'm using plural. Beans is plural, but you know what I mean. When I go camping, I put this in just a regular Ziploc bag. You can put it whatever kind of bag you want to, a seal bag. And then you can also get those little packages, you know, for drying. You know what I'm talking about. Let me see. You can actually purchase these online if you don't already have them for food grade food. If you dehydrate a lot, they're very inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy some separately. But most of the time, if you have vitamins, and these come with the vitamins that are food safe, you can use these in your dehydrated food. I'm going to show you how simple this is. Just give you an idea. I don't really measure. So let's just pretend you're out camping and you want a bean and cheese taco. And if you're not from Texas, bean and cheese taco really is a staple. And I used to add way too much. I would say just enough to cover it, because you can always add more. Well, you can always add more of either one. So it's kind of a little bit soupy at first. Okay, then you're going to put a lid on it. And I'm at home, so that's my lid. And after really just about 2 minutes, this is what you have. Look, perfectly rehydrated, refried beans. So, what can you do with this when you're camping? I will show you. Let's see. Have a camping plate. Have a hot tortilla. Bring it out some. Or no, in some. Out some. Jennifer, I'm backwards. Okay. Spread some beans on. And I'm a cheesetarian. Well, I guess cheesetarian means you only eat cheese, so I guess I would be considered cheeseaholic. That's probably more accurate. So you put some cheese on here. You could even put some feta if you wanted to, because everything's better with feta. You put some green chilies. You could put some salsa. I've got a jar of homemade salsa, but I don't want to open up a whole huge salsa jar. You can see this. And these are mild chilies. And roll it up. It's a big one. And that's all you do. And it's perfect. It's hot and delicious when you're camping. Okay, stay tuned for my next video. It's gonna be a big news video. Thanks for watching, y'all.